Alex, Karev, and Izzie may not be far from appearing, and you'll see how this is supposed to happen in today's video. Please leave a like on the video, which was really difficult to produce, and subscribe to the channel to receive new videos about Grey's Anatomy. Years after their departure, Alex, Karev, and Izzie Stevens may decide to return to Seattle. Although they have built a stable life in Kansas, with their children growing up happy and Izzie's clinic thriving, the two may still do so. After all, they might start missing the excitement and challenges that life at Grey Sloan offered, but there are important issues that could lead them back. Upon discovering that the hospital is facing financial difficulties and a series of administrative challenges, Alex may see the need to return, possibly as his last opportunity to come back, not just as a doctor, but as a partner and advisor to help the institution recover. Izzie, for her part, must not only feel the desire to resume her oncology practice in a high-complexity environment, dealing with challenging cases that weren't possible in her small clinic in the countryside, but she also bought the clinic next to the hospital. Moreover, it's worth noting that for this storyline, Alex and Izzie's return to Grey Sloan Memorial would be even more impactful since Jo Wilson is now pregnant. This new element would add a layer of emotional complexity to the story, making the reunion between Jo and Alex even more tense and meaningful. Jo's pregnancy could put Alex in a delicate position where he would have to deal with the future of the hospital, his return to life in Seattle, and the emotions of a relationship he left behind. Alex Karev's departure from Grey's Anatomy was one of the most controversial moments in the series, generating a strong reaction from fans. Many felt that the decision to send Alex to Kansas to live with Izzie and their children was an ending that did not do justice to the arc the character built over 16 seasons. Alex started the series as an arrogant and immature resident, but over time, he became a talented, compassionate doctor and a central figure at Grey Sloan Memorial Hospital. One of the main focuses of his development was his relationship with Jo Wilson, with whom he formed a deep bond, making this farewell even harder for viewers to accept. When the series revealed that Alex abandoned Jo and returned to Izzie, many fans felt that this twist did not align with the emotional maturity he had demonstrated. The fact that the decision was explained only through letters, without a proper goodbye on screen, amplified the feeling of dissatisfaction. One of the show's most beloved characters had his ending abruptly, leaving a sense that his journey deserved a more satisfactory conclusion. Alex and Izzie could return to Grey Sloan, initially intending to stay for only a few months, but they might also encounter a wave of nostalgia that reignites their passion for medicine. However, this return would not be free of challenges. Jo would experience an intense mix of emotions: shock, anger, sadness, and a desire for protection due to her pregnancy. When she finally decided to confront Alex, her stance would be firm, but filled with all the pain and frustration she had held on to over time. In a possible tense scene, Jo might say something like, "I never thought I'd have to see you again, let alone here." Although her words would be controlled, the tension of the moment would be reflected in her trembling hands and her stern expression. Seeing Jo pregnant, Alex would likely be even more affected by the situation, realizing the weight of his past decisions and the new reality he would have to adapt to. This moment would add intense emotional complexity, as not only would past wounds resurface, but a new dynamic would establish itself between them. Even if Jo tried to make it clear that she had moved on and her life now revolves around new goals, the emotions of this encounter would not easily fade away. The tension between the two would be palpable, creating an atmosphere charged with unresolved emotions, ready to explode at any moment. This possible event would bring intense dramatic weight and open a new chapter in the relationship between Jo and Alex, with his return to the hospital completely turning their lives upside down. This reunion would become a milestone for Jo, not just because of Alex's presence, but for what he represents from the past she is determined to overcome while building her future, now with a baby on the way. For Izzie, her return would also not be easy. Despite being a talented surgeon, her sudden departure left deep scars on her former colleagues, like Meredith Grey and Miranda Bailey. She would need to regain their trust and respect, which would not be a simple task, as her loyalty to the hospital is still questioned by many. Alex, on the other hand, would take a leadership position on the Gray Sloan board, alongside Richard Weber and Miranda Bailey, proposing a series of changes that could save the hospital from financial crisis. His administrative skills and accumulated experience would become valuable to the team, but he would also need to deal with the pressure of making decisions that could directly impact his colleagues. Izzie would resume her position at the clinic, leading new research projects and introducing experimental treatments. However, returning to serious medical cases would place her in front of intense emotional challenges, especially when dealing with patients who remind her of Denny Duquette. This would force her to relive old traumas, and she would need to find a balance between her emotional involvement and her professional practice. On a personal level, Alex and Izzie could face difficulties they didn't expect. The stress and intensity of the hospital environment would start to create tensions in their relationship. While Izzie would delve into a particularly challenging medical case, Alex would struggle with the administrative decisions that directly affect the future of the hospital and the team. In the end, Alex and Izzie would find themselves faced with a difficult choice: to continue their careers at Gray Sloan and reassume their permanent positions, or return to Kansas to resume the quiet life they had built. After many obstacles, reconnections with old friends, and the rekindling of their passions for medicine, they would realize that Seattle, with all its challenges and emotions, is where they truly belong. This story would not only give a new chance for growth and redemption to two beloved characters, but would also open new, exciting dynamics within the narrative of Grey's Anatomy, creating opportunities to confront their pasts and build a new future at the hospital where it all began. That was our dive into the possibilities of Alex and Izzie's return to Gray Sloan. What do you think? What are your expectations for the dynamics between them and Joe? Leave your opinions in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe for more amazing content about Grey's Anatomy. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.